Hello, welcome to today's collective general reading. As always, remember to use your own discernment, join with intention, and allow the message to be received with an open heart. A quantum reminder, we are speaking through symbol and story here, so please do not rely on tarot readings for factual evidence. You are always encouraged to do your own research, especially when engaging with strangers on the internet. So I just recorded the video that would have been posted yesterday. I don't think that these are necessarily related. I feel like that closed, but there may be crossover. Sage of Cups, which is the Knight of Cups. And Five of Cups. For anyone interested, this is the Voyager deck, and so there's also titles on top of the cards. We have Regenerator, Disappointment. This may be related to the last reading. I'm getting that there's disappointment coming in, and that's not stopping you. That's not something that's gonna control you. Disappointment is not an access point for choice at this point in your life. Yeah, Ace of Worlds, success, Ace of Pentacles. Seeing all of the worlds here, all of the opportunities, so much life, so much depth. There's everything. How do I want to phrase that? There's everything waiting in front of you. I am getting the message of that being like, for some, it is ancestors or spirit guides that are like standing in front of your path, like, come on, you're so close, you can do this, right? Like they're cheering you on for you to walk the steps that you are destined to fill. And I'm also getting that higher self, highest self, all of the words that we use, something of who and what you are becoming is, it's not that it is out there waiting for you, it's that it's this awaited breath. That existence is waiting for you to breathe life into that version of you, that existence. It's like a reality paused in time, waiting for the breath that specifically keeps coming. What is this? Confusion, Six of Crystals, which is Six of Swords. So all of those things said, and you are sitting here today of, I don't know how to get there. I feel so out of breath every day. I don't know how to, I'm having a hard time even being able to sustain myself. I don't know how I could dedicate my energy formation to breaking out into a jog, a sprint, a marathon, to catch up with that version of myself in higher placement, awaiting my breath to fill. I won't have breath by the time I get there because I'm so disoriented. And seeing here the thunder cracking through that yellow, is that a rock or lightning? Thunder and lightning I always bring together. Interesting, actually. Thunder being the sound, lightning being the visual. And you know, when thunder and lightning strikes, you first hear the thunder go boom, and then you go, oh shit, and you look out the window, and then shortly after you see the lightning strike. So perhaps where you are right now, you've heard the boom of something coming. This was in the previous reading, of something that you thought was done and over with, that you used to be calling out to the universe for, like a manifestation you just forgot about because it never happened and years have gone by, and then it shows up at your door one day. Totally unexpected. And so perhaps that's the boom of the thunder, and the lightning will, I don't know if it if it will bring clarity necessarily, but it will enlighten. It will enlighten. Why am I feeling so hesitant to pick up these cards or to even go lower? Sorrow, 6 of Cups. So we have 3 cups and we have 2 sixes. From far away, it looks like a jack-o'-lantern, but it's a vase, it's a pot that's been painted with gold. And it's sorrow. And I'm seeing down here, we have like a waterfall, and I'm seeing all of the water going over the cliff, and it's still there. It's not going anywhere. So perhaps this is something that you've been, and this does relate to the previous reading. If you haven't already watched that, I recommend you go back and do that before you continue moving forward, because it's like half an hour. There's a lot of context there. And for some, this may be a big thing. And your answer may not be clear right away. So this is heavy. This is heavy, too. Okay. 6 of Worlds, synergy, and 2 of Crystals, equanimity. I always, of course, I always see a face. I see like the 2 eyes, lopsided, still there, you know? And this is kind of like somehow a curve of a mouth. But what I get from this card often is everything's working out, even if it feels a little janky, a little, that's not how I would have done it. With this being the 6 of Pentacles, is this our 3rd 6? Yes. What did I tell you about not to point, but what did I tell you about these 6s coming through? Wow, oh wow. And the previous reading as well was the 6 of Swords with Justice, and that became the 7 of Swords and divine timing. Here with equanimity, interesting to place it between these 2 stacks is, again, 2 of Crystals, 2 of Swords, fork in the road. What do you want it to be, baby? What do you want it to be? Where do you want it to go? Do you want it to go nowhere? Do you want it to come inside your house? Do you want to meet it in a neutral location? Like, even that, just think of that, of how do you want to meet this opportunity? You don't need to invite it in right away to one day at some point accept the offer. But you don't need to, blow through all of the boundaries that you've been developing and strengthening for years. Because what I'm getting from the previous reading is that it's been years. It's been at least 3 years, but it could be your lifetime. This could be something from when you were a kid, something in high school. It could be this happened 20 years ago. Like, it's a long time. So long that you just thought it was over and done and it was never coming back. And you had made peace with that. That's the thing. You did make peace. If it's a situation of forgiveness, you may have already forgiven them. Forgiven yourself. Whatever it was. It's not that you started to move on. You have moved on. You are, if this is something that like just happened to you and you're feeling really disoriented, this is not your message. And you can like take parts that resonate, you know what I mean? But it feels historic. Historic to you. Time is relative, right? Historic to you. Even getting to, just in my head, like to you. To you. Something of like a diphthong. There's something that it went down to come right back up. Again, it had to hit into disappointment to come through with success. And after success, you're followed by confusion, sorrow, and synergy. So there's a lot of unresolved tension and feelings and emotions and opinions and thoughts. And then you somehow made it work. You made peace and you moved on. And now it showed up and said, what if this actually became a thing? I'm getting, let me just go back to sorrow real quick. I'm seeing it as this vase. And it's even the colors are similar, right? Like the color of this water coming in is similar to the color of this sky. Blue with this yellow lightness coming through. She's at peace, folks. Like, she is at peace. This water coming in, look, once it gets to her mouth, how thin it is. Connecting with the throat chakra. Whatever it is that she has to say, she's not screaming it. She's not, you know, going out on the rooftop and letting every Tom, Dick, and Harry know, you know. It's not something that is like, well, I'm going to post this on social media, then it'll be this bit. It's like, no, like, you don't feel reactionary. And this honestly might be kind of weird for you. Maybe you're someone who normally, or at least normally with this thing, or in the past when this thing was happening, when this situation was active, you you would give someone a piece of your mind, 1,000%. And now all of those emotions have found balanced tranquility inside of you. Seeing that candle, right, just above, that fire, that flame is not controlling you. It's not boiling your water from the bottom, right? And by the way, this deck is called Soul Cards. There are no meanings attached to the cards. There's no booklet. It's all intuitive. It's whatever it means to you. So if you're getting things from these cards that are different to what I'm saying, go with you, darling. Always go with you. Feel free to share in the comments if you're seeing things inside these cards too. Like this might be my favorite deck. Like I love this deck. Wow. I'm seeing all of these triangles as, and you know, this might not fit with your framework for world. That's fine. But I'm seeing this as all different versions of you. You could see that if you're familiar with IFS, internal family systems, it could be different parts of you. If that language resonates, okay. And you could also see it as you at different times in your life, you know? You when you were a kid, you when you were a teen, you in your 20s, you when you were at that job, when you were in that relationship, when you were in school for that, when you had that rough patch. Like, it's... And then here you are with all of it. bursting out, not in an explosive, out of control way, just that containment. I've never noticed this before. All of these different versions have been shaped by the triangle. They are closed systems. They are no longer. You, boom, bursting at the seams. So there's something of this story is not done being written. And the message that I was getting in the previous reading was that no matter what you choose, your life is changing because of this. It's not even the choice point, because sure, if you say yes, it'll be this. If you say no, it'll be that. But either way, this energy returning to you is a manifestation of you being ready to receive. The Empress had come out in the past reading. And if you had gotten this when it was like all you could, like you were that vacuum on Teletubbies, you know what I mean? Like you were Newt Newt, you were Pingu. It was just, you wanted, you wanted this so bad that it put blinders on you. And now that you've regulated, you've moved through that disappointment, you've learned how to alchemize, how to embody, how to process your confusion and sorrow, and you're no longer stuck inside the want of something that's not coming for you. You've made peace. And now it's back. I know I want the top card. I know that was Colin earlier. I love this little card. Always I look at this little buddy and his teeth just, you know? And look how big their head is. But compared to this one bursting out at the seams, it's starting to close. The chapter is ending. And the little monster inside of you that perhaps started out from anger or anguish or resentment or rage, something, is no longer directing your energy passage anymore. You are able to close this book, to close the chapter. Oh, I love this deck. I always see this as us, and this is spirit, and look at this person just fully open. Actually, yeah, seeing how this is bursting and this was closing, and this is this opportunity that has come. It totally blows your mind wide open again. But look, this is back to these versions of you that have peace. They don't even need to open their eyes. They don't need to look with their eyes to know what they know. And to trust that knowing. So spirit has called out to you. The universe, yes, has called out to you on whatever this opportunity is. Like, insert here, it's different for everyone. But you've already got the email, got the call. If not, you're getting it this week. I'm getting like, this isn't something that's going to reach you in May. Again, as I'm saying this, and this is a timeless reading, so if you find this in June, I'm not saying it's not happening. But I'm recording this on April 21st, and I am saying it's happening in the next 3 to 5 days. So whenever you find this is something that, if it has not already found you, will be finding you within the next week. That is what I'm getting. Another deck. Hmm. 16, you're in great company. Pull back to propel forward. That's so funny. I had this, I did a reading with this deck a couple days ago, but this card was the first one to came out, and it was in a very specific way that I'm like, oh, you came back. Again, it's this 1-6, we were making your own 7, right? Pull back to propel forward. I want to read a little bit of this. don't mind me. Actually, I'm gonna read the whole thing because these entries, I like the layers to them. You're in great company. Oh, and this is, how interesting. These, I only noticed this the other day when I was working with this deck, but they have different stages throughout the book. So this stage 3 is refusal of the call. Interesting. 16, you're in great company. Pull back to propel forward. Breathing in, I see all my ancestors in me, my mineral ancestors, plant ancestors, mammal ancestors, and human ancestors. My ancestors are always present, alive in every cell of my body, and I play a part in their immortality. Thich Nhat Hanh. So the message. Those who have made the biggest impact on the planet, in addition to feeling extremely passionate, felt resistance too. Martin Luther King, Abraham Lincoln, Harriet Tubman, Joan of Arc, Sacagawea, and Marie Curie are but a few. Every hero and shero in history has had moments of self-doubt, even paralyzing fear, before doing the courageous act that became their legacy. They felt the fear, but did what they were called to do anyway. For this reason, you need not be detoured when you bump against uncertainty. In fact, doubt helps to chisel the ego out of the way, which is key to accomplishing a mission of merit and becoming a channel of grace a higher purpose can move through. Know that you are in great company, and when you are ready, you'll get up and go, like the great ones who came before you, upon whose shoulders you now stand. Dream symbol, party. Dreams of a party are a celebration, integration, and/or an affirmation that you are on track. This dream may also be giving you the message that there is strength in numbers and you are never alone. Consider the way you feel at your dream party. If you are uncomfortable, it reflects dissonance and that self-love is needed to entwine the many aspects of yourself. If you feel that you fit in and it is a jovial experience, then you are in harmony with yourself. Mantra, like the heroes before me, I feel the doubt and follow through anyway. Okay. Now, yes, this is going to be different for everyone. On the cut, we have stop and take in the view. Take stock of the treasures you've earned. What I am getting is, now hold on one second. Hold on. This pull back to propel forward. I'm seeing this light here. It's kind of, you know what I mean? All this energy coming in. And it's talking like that entry is about make that decision, do that thing, feel great about it, be brave even when you're scared, right? That does not necessarily mean accept the offer, okay? Making a decision may also be deciding to say no. Again, I don't know what it is that's going on for you, and I'm never going to tell you what to do with your life. I don't know who you are, right? And please don't, if all of this is resonating, please do not take the message as, this made sense to me, so I'm going to say yes. This can all click for you, and you still need to do your own discerning to see if this is or is not something you want. This and the previous reading could be like I'm reading pages out of your journal and you don't know how it's so accurate, and you might choose to say no. You go, Glen Coco. You say no. Excuse me. Or you say yes. Up to you. I'm not here to tell you what to do. Remember? Remember. Jade. The crystal for purification and serenity. I'm going to read this out and then I think that's the reading. Body, health and well-being. Vibration, high. a soapy stone found in two forms, jadeite and nephrite. Jade is a cleansing crystal, assisting the body's filtration and elimination organs and supporting the immune system. It has long been believed that jade detoxifies the kidneys and balances bodily fluids and the ratio of water to salt and acid to alkaline. Crystal healers use jade to rebind the cellular and skeletal systems. This crystal is traditionally used to assist fertility and childbirth. Mind encourages self-sufficiency, heals trauma and past grief. Spirit promotes peace, inspires insightful dreams. Green, blue, blue-green, lavender, red, orange, brown, cream, white. Translucent for jadeite or creamy for nephrite. When it's talking about fertility and childbirth, and we're also talking about past traumas, this may have some connection to a sacral wounding, perhaps. This may also be something that has harmed your divine feminine in one way or another, how you trust people, how you don't trust people because of this situation. Seeing it as purification and serenity. It's either way cleansing this out. And just below that, we have Morganite, pink beryl, the crystal for emotional fulfillment. So it's just the emotional fulfillment caught my eye there. I don't know what this is. I don't know what it is for you, but what I do know is that you are in great company with yourself. Okay. Thank you for watching this video. If this message resonated with you, if you would like to, you can comment down below. I know it feels kind of personal, well, duh, but these readings feel very specific to things that people have carried in their life for a number of years. So I'm not going to ask you to like trauma dump on the internet, you know what I mean? But if you would like to leave a comment down below and how this resonated for you, you are more than welcome. You can also like this video and subscribe to hear from me more often. And in the description, you'll find a link to my Substack, which hosts the 444 Collective, a virtual ecosystem that I'm growing to kind of have a closed space to talk about these things more in depth beyond the reaches of the wide open internet. Stay tuned and take care.